don't celebrate the win more than the pursuit. It's about dopamine, and the first thing, if you expect your destination to be so good and it's not going to be that good as you expect it to be, then your dopamine level drops. And never expect the destination to be better than the journey. So as you pursue your goal, maybe you are a professional basketball player and then you're pursuing to win the MVP. And when you win it, your dopamine level will be such a high that afterwards you will think, what now moment. Now when you have this what now moment, usually your dopamine level drops to the floor. Pain threshold goes up. So you will feel like there's something missing. I need some motivation. I need something that makes me feel great again, because now you had such a high dopamine level that dopamine always compensates. So this is now low after you reached it, and now pain is high. So the best thing to do is not to go and chase for the next thing. It's not to go and do short time pleasures. It's now the time where you have to just sit back, understand the dopamine level is low, and then just sit back, relax, just wait it out. It will go, and your dopamine level will rise again to the normal base. So at this time, just know, don't do anything crazy, because if you do like the short-term pleasure things and you spike again your dopamine, if you do it too much, then you will mess up your dopamine levels and you will have a difficult time to have normal dopamine levels. You have to go on for the long run again, so that you don't seek those bad short-term bad pleasures. And maybe you might not be depressed, you might only have saturated your dopamine levels. Anyone who gets too much dopamine without working for it will have one day a very hard time to feel pleasure. And then they might get those suicide thoughts or fall into depression. So how to keep your dopamine circuits turned up? So one thing is, when you have an urge to do something, maybe grabbing your phone, maybe watching YouTube or TikTok or any of those things, you just say, no, let me do it tomorrow or in another time. So you go against your urge, and this will help you regulate your circuits, because when you want something, you're not just doing it because you feel, you're restricting yourself, and that's how you build up your circuit, and then you feel more pleasure. Another example would be with food. If you don't eat, let's say, for 20 hours, you see, every time you get this urge to eat, you don't eat, and then you will become more hungry, and then when you get now the time to eat, then you will feel very nice and you will enjoy the food much better. Plus it will taste more. So after 2020, 2021, we have learned now a little bit more about dopamine. Before it was only, okay, you do something, then you have a dopamine hit. You do this, you have a dopamine hit. But now we have learned that if you do something for too much, if you get your dopamine pleasures so high for too long, it depletes your dopamine levels. So now I've told you already how to regulate your dopamine, so that you don't end up like people who are addicted. People who are addicted, they do something so much in abundance that one day they still have to do it just to feel normal. And this is not where we want to go. That's why you have to modulate. So restrict. When you have an urge for something, you just restrict it and you don't do it for some time.